Hi everybody, welcome back to the Bumpkin News. It's April 21st, 2011. You know, I have a unique position here because I'm not running for any political office. And I can pretty much, by the good graces of YouTube, I can get on here and spout off and say what I think, voice my opinion, and tell it like I see it, like I believe that it is. You know, we have I think it's evident to most people, most rational thinking people, that we have an absolute abomination in the White House administration. We understand today that cash payouts by the federal government exceed tax revenues that are coming in. 47% of the people in this country don't pay any federal income tax, and yet we're told that we need to do our fair share sacrifice, and so that means that the people that do pay taxes need to pay more taxes, just a little bit of it. And again, they're going to, the president has designated another task force with Mr. Holder, the Attorney General, to investigate high gas prices. That's kind of funny. Like so many other things that this president has done, you know, he is on record as saying that $5 per gallon of gas is not objectionable as long as it doesn't happen overnight, as long as it's gradual. You know, that fits in pretty well if you want to subjugate the American people. Let's get fuel prices up so high that everything goes up, because so much is transported by truck and gas and diesel fuel burning vehicles, that it's a huge boon to inflation when the price of fuel goes up. And we're going to start seeing it more and more. You know, the United States, we have plenty of oil reserves and natural gas that can be converted into fuel that will fuel vehicles that have not been developed because of the pandering to certain special interest groups. You know, I'll have to do another video on global warming, the hoax that it is. But for right now, I think the liberals, the left, they want to break down America, and they'd be, Mr. Obama in particular, thinks that we have had a high standard of living, and it's just not fair to the rest of the world. And so if we can get broken down to where we're on bicycles or riding compact, subcompact people mobiles, I think that's more in his vision to make America like a third world country and dependent upon the government. Well, who do we have to thank for all this? You know, probably 20% of America is encased in some mental jail, and they think Obama is wonderful. Well, we heard a sound clip the other day where a woman said that she was not wealthy, but Obama was in office. And you know, we've heard the ones, pay my mortgage, pay my car payment. Obama is the answer to all this. He's going to take money from one and give it to another. We've got generational welfare. Has that worked? No. My freedoms are declining as an American. I can't, if someone comes up to me and says, can I have $5? I have the freedom to say, well, what do you want it for? Well, I want to get something to eat, and I can smell alcohol and other aromas. I can say no. I can say, okay, come over here, I'll buy you something to eat. It's my choice whether to give this person money or not, but the federal government and the socialist agenda takes that freedom away from me, and takes my money and gives it to people that I have no idea who they are or what they're involved in, eliminates that from me. And as a result, we have bankrupted the country. Who do we have to thank for the present abomination that we have in the White House and this administration? As we said, 20% of the population, no matter what you say, they're in Mr. Obama's corner. They're not going to come out. Doesn't matter. So that's just 20%, 1/5. And then on the other side, the other end, we've got conservatives like myself. As in other videos before Mr. Obama was elected, I said on here that that he was a socialist, and his vision for America would be something that would be detrimental to us, that anything would be better than him. And as I said before, it's not a racial thing. It's all in the other videos I've said. I would prefer Alan Keays, Colin Powell, Herman Cain, any one of those 10,000 times before we have a communist, a leftist, a socialist in the White House, and an incompetent. I might add that to it. But who do we have to thank for this? Okay, conservatives like myself, we weren't fooled by him when he was running. You know, they asked him, what about William Ayers? And to paraphrase Mr. Obama, it's like, William Ayers. William Ayers, let's see. Yeah, you know William Ayers. He's the guy that, you know, your children play together. Let's see, William Ayers, I think there's a guy, yeah, I think in my neighborhood down the street named Ayers. Yeah, you know, he's the guy that you launched your Senate campaign in his living room. Oh, that William Ayers. Yeah, I'll get it. Okay. And the Reverend Wright sat in his congregation for 20 years, oblivious, counting fly specks on the ceiling. He says, I couldn't disown him because he's my spiritual father, my mentor, and the godfather of my children, and yet for political expedience, a few weeks later, he was throwing him overboard. Birds of a feather flock together, you know, and he's proven it in his actions, in his governance. But who do we have to thank for all this? Okay, we've got the hardcore support for him on one side, and then we've got on the other side conservatives like myself that sounded the alarm before he was even elected. And then we have those people in the middle. We have the people that they are wiser and they are more intelligent than either of the two groups on the end. They know more than either of the two groups on the end. Well, I'll grant they do know more than the diehard Obama supporters, but as far as the conservatives, not so. These were the people that knew better and gave us this abomination that we have in the White House, and these are the independents, the ones that think that they can compromise principles and obtain a result that is good for America. Whenever you begin to wholesale and trash the United States Constitution, disregard those principles in the name of compromise, you're not going to do the country any good. So these are the ones that gave us what we have now in the White House. You know, on that same note, we have overwhelming, crushing national debt and deficit, that the United States is bankrupt. Our financial system is on the very verge of collapse, and we're going to cut the budget. And so it's like a patient that has gangrene. The doctor says, let's have a haircut. Let's prescribe a haircut for him. In the United States Senate recently, we had one senator, Rand Paul, that proposed a bill to cut $500 billion from the budget, which is about a third, roughly a third of the deficit. And there were only 2 senators that supported the bill out of 100 senators. 97 did not support the bill. And it's clear we don't have anybody in Congress. The leadership, Republican leadership, has failed. They are not on board with conservatism. It's pretty plain. The freshman members of the House of Representatives are getting somewhat discouraged because of the failure of the leadership. We don't have anybody that's willing to do the dirty job and take it on and get it done. You know, in time of war, when everything's nice and peaceful and everybody's safe and secure, it's, well, the military, they shouldn't be chewing tobacco, and they shouldn't be cursing, and they shouldn't be have pin-ups on the wall, and all these kind of things. Everybody's got to be nice, and good. But when it comes down to my hide's on the line and somebody's about to take it away from me, I want the meanest, the baddest, the roughest, the guy that'll get down and bite off ears and and noses and everything, gouge eyeballs out, and protect me. That's what it takes to win wars. You have to fight. You have to fight to win. And right now, we don't have anybody in our government, except for a very small majority, that has what it takes to fight and to win what we're faced against, what we're facing now. So this is where Mr. Obama has come from. The independents gave him the office of president. I hope very much now that these that are independents, that call themselves independents, have learned a lesson, and they need to apologize to the country for what they've done to us. Maybe that apology could take the form of campaigning against what we have now and voting for anybody who the Republicans put up. And I think they're going to have the strongest willed candidate that they can find because of the enormous pressure of the Tea Parties. We have to get these things under control, or we're going to have cataclysmic failure in our financial system.